4:17 a.m. local time. Darkness over the Ku-e-Taftan mountain range. Temperature dropping fast. Wind ripping through the valleys at 40 knots. And a single CH-47 Chinook. Rotors slicing through the freezing air. Carrying 63 men from the 3rd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. Their target is a hardened Iranian radar installation carved into the volcanic rock at 10,000 feet. The system is called Ghadir 3, long range, phased array. It sees everything, every aircraft, every drone, every cruise missile the United States could send into Iranian airspace. And right now, it is actively painting American assets across the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Sea. The mission is simple: destroy the radar, wipe the site, get out before reinforcements arrive. But simple is not the same as easy. And that the mountain is defended by 200 Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps troops, heavy machine guns, Zu-23 anti-aircraft cannons, man-portable air defense systems hidden in the rock. And the radar itself sits behind 3 feet of reinforced concrete and a steel door, rated to survive a direct hit from a 500-pound bomb. The Rangers do not have bombs. They have M4 carbines. They have night vision, they have explosive breaching charges, and they have 40 minutes before Iranian quick reaction. Forces close every road and every mountain pass for 50 miles. Failure is not an option. If that radar stays online, the next American strike package flies into a kill box. If the radar stays online, men die. So at 4:19 a.m., the Chinook drops altitude fast. The pilots kill all exterior lights. The cabin is dark, cold. You know, the only sound is the rotor thumping and the quiet click of weapons being checked one last time. 4:21 a.m. The ramp drops. Freezing air slams into the cabin. The mountain is a black silhouette against a sky choked with low clouds. No moonlight. No stars. Perfect conditions for a night assault. The radar station sits on a narrow plateau 2,000 feet above the valley floor. One road winds up the eastern face. Switchbacks. Exposed. Easily defended. That road is a death trap, so the Rangers are not taking the road. They are taking the mountain. The Chinook hovers 50 feet above a rocky ridge 3 kilometers from the objective. Fast ropes drop. First squad goes first. Gloved hands gripping nylon, dropping into darkness. Boots hitting rock. Knees bending to absorb the impact. They fan out immediately. Security left, security right. Second squad follows, then third. Within 90 seconds, all 63 Rangers are on the ground. The Chinook pulls away, disappearing into the clouds. And now they are alone. Senior Master Sergeant Cole activates his GPS. The radar station is bearing 075, 2.8 kilometers, uphill. The terrain is brutal. Loose scree. Sharp volcanic rock that tears through uniform pants. Sections where the slope hits 60 degrees. They move in a single file, each man holding the shoulder of the man in front. Infrared strobes on their helmets glow faintly through night vision goggles. Green world, silent world. Every step has to be deliberate. A loose rock tumbling down the slope could alert the enemy pickets. 4:28 a.m. First squad reaches the first waypoint. A saddle between 2 jagged peaks. They stop. Listen. Wind. Nothing else. Sergeant First Class Marcus Webb kneels behind a boulder and scans the slope above them. Through his optics, he sees the outer perimeter. 2 guard towers built into the rock. Sandbagged positions. A triple strand of concertina wire strung across the only approach. Beyond the wire, the radar dome itself. A white geodesic sphere the size of a small house. It looks almost peaceful against the dark mountain. But the antennas on top are rotating slowly, sweeping the horizon, searching. That dome is the heart of the system. Inside, the Ghadir 3's transmitter, the signal processor, the cooling units that keep the electronics from melting. Destroy that dome and the radar goes blind. But getting to it means crossing 200 meters of open rock with no cover. And the IRGC knows the terrain. They have prepared kill zones. 1. They have pre-registered mortar tubes inside the compound. They have machine gun positions with overlapping fields of fire. This is not a raid against militia. This is a direct assault against a professional, dug-in enemy. At 4:31 a.m., Cole gives the signal, split into 2 elements. Alpha Team goes high, over the eastern ridge. Flank the guard towers. Bravo Team goes low, through a dry creek bed that cuts toward the western wall of the compound. Both teams move at the same time. Synchronized watches. The breach happens at 4:35, no earlier, no later. 4:33 a.m. Alpha Team is in position. 50 meters above the guard towers. They can hear the enemy now. Voices carried on the wind. Persian, laughing, a radio crackling with static. The guards are bored, complacent. They have been up here for 6 months with no action. Yet the biggest threat they have seen is a stray fox trying to steal their rations. That changes in 2 minutes. Webb signals his breacher, a young specialist named Diaz. He carries a 6-pound breaching shotgun loaded with frangible rounds designed to destroy hinges and locks without ricocheting. He moves forward. Low crawl, elbows and knees. The volcanic rock cuts into his skin, but he does not slow down. 10 meters from the concertina wire, 5 meters. He stops behind a low rock wall. The nearest guard tower is 15 meters away. 2 men inside, one smoking a cigarette, the other staring at a phone screen. They have no idea. 4:35 a.m. The breach. Diaz stands and fires 3 rounds into the lock on the wire gate. The lock disintegrates. The gate swings open. Alpha Team pours through. 16 men, weapons up, moving fast. As the guard in the left tower hears the noise, he looks up. His mouth opens. He never gets a chance to shout. Webb puts a single 5.56 round through his throat. The second guard drops his phone and reaches for his rifle. He is too slow. 2 rounds hit his chest. He collapses against the sandbags. At the same moment, Bravo Team hits the western wall. They use a linear-shaped charge. 5 seconds of fuse. The explosion is sharp, loud. It echoes across the mountain like a thunderclap. The wall collapses inward in a cloud of dust and concrete fragments. Bravo Team moves through the breach. First man in, second man in. Third, they clear the first room, a storage area, boxes of ammunition, fuel drums, empty. They push deeper. 4:37 a.m. The compound wakes up, sirens blare, floodlights snap on, cutting through the darkness. But the Rangers are already inside the wire. They are already past the outer defenses. The IRGC soldiers scramble from their barracks. Some are half-dressed. Some grab weapons and fire blindly into the dark. A machine gun opens up from the second guard tower. Heavy rounds impact the rock face behind Alpha Team. Webb shouts a direction. 2 Rangers with M4s equipped with M2. 03 grenade launchers pivot. 2 grenades fly. One impacts the guard tower directly. The explosion shreds the sandbags. The machine gun goes silent. The other grenade lands near a cluster of enemy soldiers forming up near the radar dome. 3 go down. The rest scatter for cover. But they are trained. They are not running. They are maneuvering. Within 60 seconds, the IRGC has organized a defense. Rifle teams take positions behind concrete barriers. A heavy machine gun on the roof of the main building opens fire. The rounds are 12.7 millimeter, designed to penetrate light armor. They tear through the thin walls of the compound. Alpha Team is pinned behind a low retaining wall. Webb calls for smoke. 2 canisters pop. Thick white smoke blankets the area. Visibility drops to near zero. 4:41 a.m. The radar dome is 40 meters away. But between the Rangers and that dome is a killing field. The IRGC has set up a hasty defensive line. 15 men. PKM machine guns, rocket-propelled grenades. And from the dome itself, 2 technicians are trying to spin up the radar again. It had been shut down for maintenance. Now they are bringing it back online. Webb sees the antennas start to rotate faster. If that radar goes active, it will start transmitting. And if it transmits, Iranian headquarters will know exactly what is happening. They will scramble fighter jets. They will launch artillery from bases 50 miles away. The mission window shrinks with every second. Cole makes the call. Direct assault, no more maneuvering. Alpha Team will suppress. Bravo Team will breach the dome. All remaining grenades, all remaining ammunition, everything. At 4:43 a.m., Bravo Team moves. Sergeant First Class Vance leads. He is a big man, broad shoulders, face hidden behind his helmet and goggles. He sprints across the open ground. Rounds impact the rock around him. One grazes his helmet. He does not flinch. Behind him, 11 more Rangers run. They fire as they move, suppressing fire. Keeping enemy heads down, a rocket-propelled grenade streaks past Vance's right shoulder. It impacts the wall behind him. The explosion throws him forward. He hits the ground hard. His ears are ringing. But he is alive. He gets up, keeps moving. 4:45 a.m. Bravo Team reaches the dome. The door is steel, reinforced, sealed. The same door rated to survive a 500-pound bomb. Vance slaps a breaching charge against the lock mechanism. 2 pounds of C4. He signals everyone to get back. 3 seconds. The explosion is deafening. The door buckles. It does not open. The hinges held. Vance slaps a second charge, this time against the hinges. 3 more seconds. The second explosion rips the door from its frame. It falls inward with a deafening crash. Bravo team goes through the smoke. The interior of the dome is a maze of electronics, racks of servers, cooling pipes, waveguides. The 2 technicians are trying to escape through a rear hatch. They do not make it. Vance puts them down, and then he sees the main transmitter, a cabinet the size of a pickup truck, covered in warning labels. High voltage, RF radiation. This is the heart of the Ghadir 3. Without this, the radar cannot transmit, cannot track, cannot guide missiles. Vance pulls a thermite grenade from his vest. He pulls the pin, slaps the grenade against the cabinet. The thermite ignites, 4,000 degrees. White-hot liquid metal burns through the casing, through the electronics, through everything. Smoke fills the dome. Toxic. Choking. Bravo team backs out. 4:49 a.m. Outside, the fight is not over. The IRGC has called for reinforcements. 2 technical trucks are coming up the mountain road, mounted with heavy machine guns. And from the valley below, the sound of helicopter rotors. Iranian AH-1J attack helicopters. 10 minutes out. Yet the Rangers have to be gone before those helicopters arrive. Cole calls for extraction. The Chinook is already en route. 4 minutes out. But the technical trucks are closer. 3 minutes. They will arrive at the compound before the helicopter. Webb sees the headlights snaking up the switchbacks. He pulls out his radio. He calls for close air support. A pair of A-10 Thunderbolts has been circling at 20,000 feet since the mission began. Silent, waiting. Webb gives coordinates. The pilot acknowledges. 30 seconds, 4:51 a.m. The A-10s drop. The sound of their engines is unmistakable. A deep guttural growl. They come in low, below the cloud deck. The lead aircraft lines up on the road. The pilot squeezes the trigger. The GAU-8 Avenger cannon fires 30mm depleted uranium rounds, each round the size of a beer bottle. They impact the lead technical truck. The vehicle disintegrates. No explosion, just annihilation. The second truck swerves. The driver panics. The vehicle goes over the edge of the switchback, tumbles 200 meters down the slope before exploding against the rocks. The A-10s circle once, then climb back into the clouds. Their job is done. 4:53 a.m. The Chinook descends onto the plateau. Rotor wash blasts smoke and dust across the compound. The Rangers pull back. Alpha team covers. Bravo team loads. The thermite inside the dome is still burning. The fire has spread to the cooling system. A secondary explosion rocks the dome. A piece of the outer shell blows outward. The radar antennas have stopped rotating. The Ghadir 3 is dead. Forever. Vance is the last man on the ground. He takes one last look at the dome. Is smoke pouring from the breach. Fires visible through the cracks. He runs for the ramp. Grabs a strap. The Chinook lifts off before he is fully inside. His boots dangle over the edge. A Ranger pulls him in. The ramp closes. 4:56 a.m. The Chinook banks hard. The mountain falls away. Below, the compound burns. The first Iranian helicopters arrive 3 minutes later. They find nothing but wreckage. Dead radar, dead soldiers, and no enemy to fight back against. The Rangers are already 20 miles away, skimming the terrain, heading for the Iraqi border. By 5:30 a.m., they are across. The mission is complete. No American casualties. 12 enemy combatants confirmed killed. The Ghadir 3 radar system is destroyed beyond repair. For the next 6 months, Iranian air defense coverage over the Gulf has a hole in it. A hole that American aircraft will exploit again and again. The Rangers do not celebrate. They do not cheer. They check their gear. They reload their magazines. Because in their world, there is always another mission, another objective, another mountain in the dark. And when that call comes, they will be ready.